Imagine waking up tomorrow to find that your website traffic simply vanished. Not because your site crashed, not because you were penalized by an algorithm, but because the internet fundamentally changed how it works. For thousands of businesses, publishers, and creators over the last 2 years, this wasn't a nightmare. It was a Tuesday. We are living through the single largest behavioral shift in the history of the internet. For 25 years, the deal was simple. You create great content, and search engines reward you with clicks. But that contract has been torn up. Welcome to the era of the zero-click internet. Welcome to the age of answer engine optimization, or AEO. If you don't understand how it works by the end of this video, your digital footprint is going to become completely invisible. We're going to look at the real data because the numbers are terrifying, but the opportunity is massive. I'll break down exactly why traffic is dropping, the hidden backend architecture determining who gets cited by AI, and the specific data-backed playbook you need to survive. Let's start with a prediction that shook the tech world. Tech research firm Gartner projected that by 2026, traditional search engine volume would drop by 25% due to AI chatbots and virtual agents. Well, it is 2026 and they were right on the money. The way people find information is evolving rapidly into a zero-click reality. According to search behavior data from SparkToro's State of Search report, organic clicks to external websites have dropped to roughly 44 to 47% of search outcomes in major markets. This means over half of all searches end without a single click. Users get their answer directly on the search page and leave. Why? Because of answer engines, specifically tools like Google's AI overviews, which were aggressively rolled out in May 2024. Alongside platforms like ChatGPT and Perplexity. The impact of traditional SEO was brutal. A massive December 2025 study by Ahrefs analyzing 300,000 keywords found that when an AI overview is present, the organic click-through rate for the number one ranking page drops by 58%. Let me repeat that. If you used to get 100 clicks for being the top result on Google, the AI is now keeping more than half of them for itself. Another massive study by Seer Interactive, analyzing over 5 million queries, found that organic click-through rates fell by 61% for queries where AI overviews appeared. The internet stopped clicking because it didn't need to click anymore. The AI read the internet for them. So, is SEO dead? No, but it has evolved into something entirely new. To survive, you need to understand exactly how the machines are reading your website. To understand answer engine optimization, you have to look under the hood. AI platforms do not read your blog post or product page the way a human does. They use a backend architecture called Retrieval-Augmented Generation, commonly known as RAG. When a user asks Google's Gemini or ChatGPT a question, the model does not just rely on its static training data. It performs real-time web retrieval. It pulls content from live pages to synthesize an accurate answer. But here's the critical part. The AI does not digest a 2,000-word article as one complete thought. RAG pipelines split your content into chunks, typically 200 to 500 token segments, and convert each chunk into a mathematical vector embedding. The AI then scores those chunks against the user's query and retrieves only the most relevant fragments to build its answer. The content marketing playbook of the last decade optimized for human retention. Marketers use long narrative intros, clever subhead hierarchies, and fluffed up word counts to keep a human on the page longer. Every one of these patterns actively degrades RAG performance. If your core facts are diluted across long paragraphs or buried under personal anecdotes, the AI extracts a chunk that lacks context. It becomes unretrievable. As industry analysts have pointed out, answer engine optimization is not a marketing discipline. It is an infrastructure discipline. It's closer to database schema design than it is to traditional copywriting. If your content was not engineered for a RAG pipeline, the machine is not ignoring your marketing, it literally cannot parse it. But here's the plot twist. While AEO severely cuts down on the overall volume of traffic on the web, being the extracted chunk, the cited source in an AI answer is incredibly valuable. Seer Interactive found that while overall clicks are down across the board, pages that are actually cited inside an AI overview get 120% more clicks per impression than uncited pages on those exact same search pages. Furthermore, data from Mind Studio's AEO framework highlights that AI search attracts high-intent users. Someone asking an AI tool for specific software recommendations or complex comparisons is often much further down the buying funnel than someone typing a generic keyword into Google. Traffic volume is down, but if you become the trusted citation, you capture the highest intent users left on the board. You're no longer competing for exposure, you're competing for attribution. So, how do you actually optimize for an answer engine? You cannot game a large language model the way you gamed Google back in 2015. To win at AEO, you need to master 3 specific tactics based on what the data actually says. First, shift to answer-first content. HubSpot's 2026 data on AEO strategies reveals that answer-first content consistently outperforms keyword-first content. Pages that open with direct answers, summaries, or FAQs are cited more reliably by large language models than traditional blog-style introductions. An analysis by Dan Petrovic of over 7,000 queries found that Google's grounding the content it uses as source material to generate its AI answers actually plateaus at around 540 words. Pages over 2,000 words see diminishing returns because the core answer gets diluted. You need to start every page with a direct 50 to 70 word summary that answers the user's core question immediately. Make it incredibly easy for a RAG pipeline to chunk and extract your thesis. Second, Schema Markup is your new backbone. Schema Markup is machine-readable code that tells search engines exactly what a page is about. Case studies repeatedly show that implementing structured data, including FAQ, how-to, product, and breadcrumb schema, directly improves AI extraction and citation rates. Without schema, even high-quality content risks being overlooked by LLMs because it's harder for them to parse and verify information. You have to feed the machine cleanly formatted facts in its own native language. Third, entity consistency and authority. Answer engines map the world in entities. That's people, places, products, and concepts. If your brand is consistently described the same way across many authoritative sources, AI tools develop a clearer and more confident picture of what you do. Inconsistency confuses the model. You also need to apply the CSQAF framework: citations, statistics, quotations, authoritativeness, and fluency. The AI is looking for signals that your content is trustworthy before it uses it to train its answer. HubSpot notes that AI visibility often compounds before traffic does. An increase in brand mentions and AI outputs is the leading indicator that your answer engine optimization efforts are working. In conclusion, we're looking at a massive barbell effect in the digital world. On one side, you have the losers, websites relying on mediocre surface-level content to farm ad revenue through high-volume, low-intent clicks. Those sites are dead. The AI essentially ate them. On the other side, you have the winners, creators, businesses, and brands that provide deep, original, highly structured value. They're getting less traffic, sure, but the traffic they get is highly engaged, pre-qualified by the AI, and heavily consolidated to the true experts. The internet didn't stop working, it stopped clicking. It evolved from a library of links into a hyper-intelligent assistant. The question is no longer, how do I get to page 1 of Google? The question is now, how do I become the only answer the AI trusts? If you found this breakdown valuable, hit the like button so the YouTube algorithm knows to serve you more deep dive research like this, subscribe to the channel to stay ahead of the AI curve, And let me know what you think in the comments. Have you noticed your own search habits changing this year? Thanks for watching YAI. We'll see you in the next one.